as promised, slightly late, but I think that's quite normal for me. We are going to do some live pain-free laser hair removal. The lovely Emma has always been very generous with her time to go live with me for this. A lot of people don't know what to expect when it comes to laser hair removal, and although I've got lots of videos out there of me doing it, actually people jump on when it's alive and they come and ask questions. So we're going to do facial laser hair removal today. I think we've done your underarms live and things before as well, haven't we? Lots and lots of women get facial hair, and as Emma was just saying, if her going live helps somebody else to realise that something can be done about it, then she's happy to do that, which is very kind of her. We've actually not done this for ages, so she's a little bit overdue, but it's definitely better overall than when we first started this. Facial hair is one of those things that can take a little bit of time to get on top of. It's very hormonal. We have a lot of potential hair follicles on our face, but ultimately what tends to happen is that we get to a point where we can start reducing the amount of treatments we're doing, and we can keep on top of it. I've had actually 3 clients this morning all comment on how much better their facial hair feels at the moment compared to where we started, with one lady in particular saying she used to shave every single morning, and by the night time she was aware of it again. She's only shaving about every week and a half at the moment, which is huge. So she's only shaving about 3 times between appointments instead of 30, because before she was shaving every day, and we treat every sort of 4 to 5 weeks. So that's a huge reduction in what she's needing to do, and she's far less conscious of it. So it really can make a difference. Even if there is still some facial hair coming through, it can really make a difference to the long term. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show how we prep, and we will do a full, well, it's not quite full face, but it's a full face skin laser treatment. So what we do for Emma, we do kind of across the jawline. Your top lip's actually looking really good. Much better, but we will do that. I'll do a quick whiz over there. Quite often what I call the corners of the chin are somewhere that is very commonly an area that the hair comes, and there's a few stragglers. It's not really dense, but we may as well cover the whole area, because what I'm going to do on Emma is probably what I would call a half face, maybe slightly more. Full face, we could, we would do all of the cheeks and up into the temples if you need to. Half face is more sort of jawline, lip and chin, and under the neck. So it's kind of somewhere between those two. The first thing I need to do is just trim any stragglers, mainly because we don't want them to heat up on the face. We want the hair that's in the follicles to heat up, because that's where you get the result. What we don't want to do is heat this hair up on the face, because all that is just going to get hot, and there's no need for this to be painful at all. Now Emma's got quite a dark skin, so quite an olivey Mediterranean-y type skin tone. For those who understand skin tones, we're looking at about a Fitzpatrick 3, because you don't burn, do you? Emma just goes brown. So we don't want to overheat her skin. And the beauty of Soprano Ice is that you can bring the temperature down to keep it cooler on the skin without reducing how effective the hair removal process is. It just takes a little bit longer to do. Emma's job while we're treating is to tell me if it's getting more than comfortably warm or if it feels prickly. And you don't need to be brave with Soprano. You can say stop. We can reduce the temperature and carry on without any reduction in effectiveness. So I'm going to use my trusty little clippers and just whip off any longer ones. This is definitely better than it was, definitely. Given how long it's been since we did this as well.
Yeah, I have found even sort of on my neck, I can tell that's hormonal.
Okay.
And sometimes there'll be a sporadic growth, mainly down the left side.
Okay.
But yeah, even that's I can be months before I get any growth there.
Okay, so that's quite common, the hormonal hair growth. And actually even to see it improving throughout the month and then getting worse again, that isn't uncommon. And yes, you're right, there is more on the left than the right. Obviously you can't see that from here. But again, it's still nowhere near where we started previously. So that's nearly done. Like I said, all I'm doing here is removing the longer hair so it doesn't heat up on Emma's skin too much. Now you'll have to excuse me, I'm trialling some contact lenses and I'm not used to the close distance yet. So If it looks like I'm struggling a bit, it's because I am. There we go, nearly done. And the beauty of this, compared to something like waxing or threading, where you need to have longer hair, you have to grow the hair for the treatment, the beauty of the laser is that you can shave as often as you need to between treatments. You don't have to let that hair grow, which, although for some women, turn your head to the left for me. For some women, that the thought of shaving is a step too far. This is going to be cold. This is the worst bit about this. The gel that we use is just like a thick ultrasound gel, is very cold. And you forget how cold it is between treatments as well. You think it's not going to be that bad, and it really is. Yeah, some people, actually some women who have been used to waxing or plucking really struggle with the thought of not plucking and of actually putting a razor on their face, because it feels quite masculine, which is why I often recommend something like this. This was £11, I think, it might even have been £8 on Amazon. Really quick, really easy, quite feminine. You can get little handbag lipstick size ones as well. So I'm just going to set the laser. It will get a little bit noisier, which is why I've done a lot of the talking now, because the fan kicks in on that, and you will hear the laser as well. But I will, if you get any problems hearing me, just give me a thumbs up or give me a shout and I'll see what I can do. So the Soprano Ice is genuinely pain-free. It's Emma's job to tell me if it's getting too warm, because that way we can keep it pain-free. Okay, so we're going to set it up. As you can see, obviously Emma's already got goggles on. It's very safe if used properly, this laser. Okay, so I'm not doing this at full blast. Emma has, as I said, got slightly darker skin tone. We can do it nice and gently. And even if that's too warm, we can bring that down again as well. So that's her job to be telling me that. Okay, so you ready? You know the drill. Let me know if it's more than comfortably warm. So it starts off cold. This here is an ice chilled tip. This is the laser handset. And as the laser is emitted through the diode, this is ice cooled to keep the skin at a cooler temperature. So that beeping you can hear is the laser running. You may or may not see the odd flash of light as well. Does that feel okay?
Yeah.
As I say, it's Emma's job to tell me if this is starting to feel more than comfortably warm. A lot of people don't believe that Soprano is going to be pain-free, but if it's managed properly, it absolutely is. There's no need for this to be painful at all. This kind of laser can be a really nice solution for women who are struggling with facial hair. So long as their hair is dark and reasonably textured, reasonably coarse, results tend to be very good. It's actually the pigment that causes the result, which is why grey hair, white hair, blonde hair and most red hairs don't respond. There isn't enough of the dark pigment to cause the result. Is that feeling okay?
Yeah, quite relaxing.
It is quite relaxing. It can be a very comfortable treatment. I've had people fall asleep. Backs of legs are very comfortable, nice and massaging. And facial treatments would be repeated about once every 4 weeks. So particularly initially we would do 4 weekly. Because that keeps on top of the hair cycles. And in the middle of that treatment cycle, you should have a period of time where the hair is largely gone or much reduced. And then in the few days before a treatment, I would expect it to feel like it needs doing again. That's kind of how it works. And then in the few days after a treatment, it will feel a little bit stubbly because we've trimmed the hair. And after about a week, it stops growing and those hairs that we've destroyed start to fall out of the hair follicles. I said there's no need for this to be uncomfortable. And the beauty of Soprano is that I can keep treating the same area. I don't have to, with other types of laser you get the zap, zap, that. And what happens is if you've missed a bit, you've missed a bit. And if you turn the heat down, you can't keep firing the laser over the same area. So with this, we can really load the energy in, even at quite a low temperature, to make sure that those hair follicles are destroyed, and we can get rid of that hair cycle and move on to the next. All hairs that are in active growth phase should be destroyed with each treatment, which means that all of the hairs fall out, because all of the hairs themselves will be destroyed. The actual physical hair will be destroyed. And whichever hairs are in active growth phase, the hair follicle will also be destroyed, which is why we need more than one treatment, because we've got different hair cycles, we've got different, in each hair cycle, some will be in growth phase, some won't. Can you lift your chin up for me? I'm going to have to stand up for this bit. People worry that if I turn the heat down, it reduces the effectiveness of the treatment, and that just isn't the case. Turn the heat down, it just takes me a little bit longer to do. So it's still a really effective treatment. I said it's not an unpleasant treatment to have. If anybody is interested, just flag up underneath the video, the live, and I will get back to you, or message me. Come onto the page and ping me a message, and I will reply to you. All of our consultations, we take a £30 deposit. If you go on to book treatment from that consultation, we move that deposit across to be the deposit for your next appointment, so the consultation becomes free. It's only a charged consultation if you don't then book the laser hair removal. If you want to do a bit more fact finding, I can do a 15-minute Zoom consultation, so we can just have a chat, make sure you're suitable. You can get the information you need before you commit to that in-clinic appointment. You can see she's not flinching. Is it painful?
No, not at all.
Not at all. So occasionally you might get a little zap where a hair follicle heats up, a little flick, but it's few and far between. And as long as Emma's telling me how it's feeling, that should be largely avoided. Can you turn your head the other way for me a bit? So I use this gel. It's cold. This is going to be cold. But it helps with the glide of the laser, and it also does help with the cooling a little bit, with the contact with the skin as well. So people often ask me how many treatments are needed, and I genuinely can't answer that. I always recommend a minimum of 8, but with faces we do prepare people that it could be more than that, because facial hair is a pain in the neck, quite frankly. It's very hormonal, it's very stubborn, it's very plentiful. Quite often women come to me either at sort of early 20s, post-baby or post-breastfeeding, perimenopause, post-menopause, changes of contraception, Mirena coil, HRT, anything hormonal can affect facial hair, and that's when I see women, generally speaking, at those times, which Emma's already said, sort of hormonally she can see a change, she can see a difference in her in the way the hair grows, and that's really very common, and it makes it quite challenging. I will never promise anybody that 8 treatments and it's all gone forever. That's not how this works. What I will do is always give you the best treatment I can for you, your skin type, your hair growth, and give you realistic expectations. I get to know my clients quite well because, you know, people can be coming to me quite regularly for some time, and then I won't see them for ages, and then they'll have a hormonal blip and they'll come back. We are permanently destroying hairs. What I can't do is control your hormones and how determined your body is to keep putting hair back in any particular area. but I can give advice and I can support your treatment plan and make sure we get the best results that we can for you. As you can see, still not painful, no need for it to be painful, quite massagey. Quite often people's skin improves with laser, and part of that is that when the hair's not there, the stubble's not there, the little prickly bits, people tend not to touch their face as much. Come back to the middle. And there's less hair irritating the skin, growing through all the time. So quite often skin can improve sort of throughout a course of hair removal treatment. The worst thing is when you get lots of spots around the chin because your hand goes to it. You kind of, you can feel them, so you touch them. So get rid of them, and skin can improve as well. And with the right products, we can make a big difference with skin. So that's something else we can talk about. So as you can see, I can move around a lot, I can keep any area of skin from getting too hot. This treatment's brilliant for darker skin tones, Asian, Indian, even black skin tones. I have treated as dark as Fitzpatrick 5 and 6, which is the very dark skin tones. And it should be still pain-free. I've never left anybody with burns, which is a side effect that you have to sign for with any other laser. Local redness is normal, but as you can see, I don't know if you can see on Emma, she's not looking red. She's not going to walk out of here looking like she's had anything done. No one will know. It is important that you use a good quality sunscreen when you're having laser hair removal. It does make your skin more sensitive to UV light. I can advise on that as well. But I can treat skin with a tan, which is unusual, but I can't do it straight before or straight after your holiday. It has to be 2 weeks either side of strong sun exposure. But I always recommend people use a good physical sunscreen. We're nearly there for the main part of the treatment. So about the corners of the chin, it's also the lips. So these 4 points here are usually the most stubborn and where you get the most regrowth. But yeah, the whole treatment is comfortable and actually not unpleasant in some cases, but actually quite nice. Even the beeping is quite soporific after a while. Nearly there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, that is more than a full treatment. Like I said, I can keep loading this, which is, whoop, just knocked you off the table. Sorry, chaps. Sorry, just knocked you off the table there. What I'm going to do is add a different attachment to my laser. Bear with me. One of the brilliant things about Soprano is this. This little gadget means I can get very close to top lips. I can get inside noses. I've even been known to do eyebrows. I can get inside ears. Lots of elderly gentlemen with ear hair problems have been through my doors. Okay, so slightly different process, but means I can get close to like sort of the edges, lip lines. I've treated people with lip fillers before, so it means I don't have to go too close to fillers. Emma doesn't have fillers, but it means I can go nice and close. Yet. Go nice and close to edges. This one feels slightly different. There's no cooling element on this attachment, but it's really good for getting close to edges, right up against the nose. Like I said, I can do inside nostrils as well if anybody needs it. I should do a nostril hair campaign, shouldn't I? So there we go. That's the full treatment done. Get a little bit quieter now. So, as you can see, pain-free, nice comfortable treatment. not traumatic at all, and very, very effective. I said I can't, it's very difficult to say number of treatments. I'm going to take that off. But it's a great laser. Comfortable for clients. Consultation free of charge if you go ahead and book treatment. And we bring you back every 4 to 6 weeks for faces. It's 6 to 8 for bodies. If anybody's interested, like I said, ping me a message. There's a couple of people just jumping in now. Go back and have a quick look, and if you've got any questions, just give me a shout. Nice, comfortable treatment. We'll take this. It's going to be bright lights now, Emma. Get your eyesight back. Was that comfortable?
Absolutely fine. Quite relaxing actually, because you're in pitch black with the goggles, but then the heat and the sensation, it does just feel like a massage.
Yeah, it is very massagey. Backs, chests, backs of legs, really massagey. Quite a nice treatment to have, but more importantly can help with problematic facial hair, which can be quite traumatic for people. I hope that's been useful. If anybody's interested in costs, appointment information, that kind of thing, jump on my website, ping me a message, whatever you want to do, and give us a ring. 01543 396609. That is right, isn't it? And I can answer those for you. Hopefully see you in clinic, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you to Emma for going live with me, and I'll see you soon. Bye.